I think he can't fathom to just live a modest lifestyle. It's like he gotta be lavish.
Right. He's got to have those videos where it shows you all the watches, where he opens the case up. Yeah.
You know, he got the latest watch and the latest car, and look what I just bought.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, you get into that like, boy, that money goes quick.
Yeah.
Bugattis are like $3 million. There's watches that are $3-5 million.
Is they wind up going broke at a certain point, right? First of all, taxes, child support, all that kind of stuff, that promoters, this and that, and then just the way you spend your money. Could be bad investments. You could try to do the right thing and wind up with bad investments. You could just spend too much. And the thing is, if you're not the best in the world anymore, but you're one of, let's say, the 50 best in the world at what you do in your weight class, still hard to tell that dude you can make $100 million. No, don't do that because you're old.
Right.
Why would he not do that?
You know, if you have the right money behind it and the right promotion behind it and the right kind of commercials behind it, you can turn anything or anyone into a star. So it's basically you're just choosing to do what you want to do. So if you want to do Mayweather and Pacquiao, I think it can be done in a way where people are going to be curious enough to watch it. And you guys were just talking about it. It's on Netflix. It's not necessarily behind the paywall, aside from unless you don't have a Netflix subscription. But people are going to watch.
Terence Crawford did not hold back when addressing Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s reported $100 million demand for a potential fight with Manny Pacquiao. Speaking with confidence, Crawford questioned how a fighter who once earned unimaginable amounts of money could now be involved in such financially driven negotiations. He hinted that the situation reflects a deeper issue, suggesting that despite Mayweather's legendary earnings, there may be signs of financial decline behind the scenes. Crawford's tone wasn't just critical, it carried the message of a new generation challenging the decisions and legacy of the old guard.
He broke the bank, you know, and I don't see him trying to, give the game to the young fighters because he's a promoter now.
Yeah.
So I can't give everybody the game. Yeah. It's a business at the end of the day. So if they made all this money, on our backs as fighters, and now I'm a promoter, I'm going to do the same thing that they once was doing and just say it's just the game of the business.
The game.
Max Kellerman provided a broader perspective on why fighters often chase massive paydays. According to him, boxing is a sport with very little long-term security. Once a fighter's career ends, there is no guaranteed support system, no steady income, and no safety net. Because of this, athletes are forced to maximize earnings while they are still active. Kellerman emphasized that this reality pushes fighters toward big money fights, even if those matchups come late in their careers or carry more risk than reward.
With the 3 fights that's coming up, Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, I think the guy's from Greece or something like that. What do you feel about great champions doing these kind of fights as well? Or just these kind of fights that's going on?
They need money.
Damn.
Yeah, when you need money. This is the problem with boxing. You think about financial literacy, right? And you talk about like NFL players or NBA players. There's support systems for those dudes. There's nothing like that for fighters. They got to figure it out all themselves. And if you're a fighter, that means you did not have options.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like basketball or football. If you could, by the way, football players couldn't play basketball or they play basketball. It's a better deal, right? That's if you can, you do. And boxers couldn't do either one of those things, right? They're too small or they got hurt, whatever it is. And so you're dealing with a section of our world that is unlike.
Veteran commentator Jim Lampley expressed disappointment over the idea of Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. returning for another fight. For Lampley, seeing legendary champions step back into the ring at a later stage in their lives is often more about financial necessity than competitive spirit. He suggested that such comebacks can take away from the greatness they once represented, turning iconic fighters into participants in events driven more by money than legacy.
Bills is due, but you done spent everything on stuff you ain't supposed to have, and now you really need something, so you get ready to go to Walmart, right? And you know you got $132 in your bank account, all right? We all done been there, and you know you need food, the light bill due tomorrow, they're gonna cut it off, and you got $132 to your name. And so then you start to search like, well, what happened to the money? You start to go look at your bank account. you start to go, well, you start to get up, well, I could take this rice, the beans, the this, and then when you get up to the counter, you hoping that something else ain't hit your account. That's made it less, because you know it can say 132, but then you got them pending transactions that come in that hit you. That's definitely gonna put you in overdrive. You don't really start blaming or start realizing you broke until money get low, and that's when you go send people to look for what.
Jeff Mayweather added that a rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao could have happened years earlier when both fighters were closer to their prime. Now, however, the timing raises questions. According to him, the fight no longer carries the same competitive value and instead appears to be primarily motivated by financial gain. This shift in purpose has sparked debate among fans about whether such matchups still hold real meaning in the sport.
Or I will understand Manny. You know, does it make me happy? It's not really my business. It's their business.
You called what was still the most successful fight in boxing history, which was Mayweather-Pacquiao. I've never been a part of a buildup like that, where every mainstream outlet that maybe had abandoned boxing over the years came roaring back. I mean, it was massive. And then the fight happens and we don't get what we hope for. What did you come away from that fight feeling? What did you think of how that whole thing played out?
Well, I want to start this by saying that I like Floyd. I get along with Floyd. I'm happy for Floyd that he was the first great social media master who demonstrated what the power of social media could be.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., once known as the untouchable Money Mayweather, now appears to be facing a far more complicated reality. Despite reportedly earning over $1 billion throughout his career, there are growing claims that he is dealing with debt, unpaid taxes, and financial obligations. Recent appearances have raised eyebrows, with some observers noting that his promotional activities seem less confident and more pressured. His public image still reflects luxury and success, but behind that image, there are increasing signs that he may be dealing with serious financial strain.
I mean, that's a fight that's basically, it's a cash grab for both of them.
You said it's a cash grab. I know he's had
some.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. If you created a name and you made a name, why not get paid for it?
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you. Do you feel that that's what the comeback announcement is as well? Is just kind of like because I know he's suing Showtime for money he thought he thinks he's owed. Is it just kind of like we need an influx of money, you think?
I mean, I don't really know, and I'm not really going to say anything that I don't know. So, I mean, that part I'm not going to even talk about. It's just the fact that, to me, I looked at it and I seen the same thing that everybody else seen. So, I mean, and I've never talked to him about it, so I can't really give nobody no answer.
Even as Mayweather continues to headline exhibition fights, the narrative surrounding him is shifting. Reports of lawsuits, unpaid taxes, and his return to the ring at the age of 48 suggest that financial concerns may now be influencing his decisions. Comparisons with figures like Mike Tyson highlight the contrast. Tyson famously lost hundreds of millions, but still maintained tangible assets and eventually rebuilt his life. In Mayweather's case, the situation appears more complex, with massive earnings seemingly not enough to shield him from financial pressure. It serves as a reminder that even extraordinary wealth can disappear if not managed carefully.
It more than wants it, because you see right here, Floyd Mayweather very vocally has never had a drop of alcohol in his fucking life, is out here promoting alcohol. That's how you know this dude's fucking broke as hell and swimming in debt, because he's posting shit like this.
We are back. Money Mayweather and Beluga, we are back. It's a special day, Valentine's Day. Toast to the ones that we love.
Does he not look like he's a hostage right here? Look.
Happy Valentine's Day and cheers.
I look at the look on his face and I can't tell if he's being held at gunpoint while doing this because he owes somebody money, or if he's just looking like that because he's really confused and struggling trying to read the script for this ad.
7. Media personality Tasha K offered deeper insight into the situation, explaining that even when someone appears wealthy, hidden obligations and financial commitments can create serious problems. She pointed to past reports suggesting that Mayweather faced financial issues overseas and highlighted claims of unpaid rent and lawsuits. According to her, mismanagement by trusted associates may have worsened the situation. Despite his public image of wealth, she argues that Mayweather's reality may involve a complicated network of debts and financial disputes, showing how misleading appearances can be.
No way Floyd Mayweather gives a about any of that, bro. He's like, you said how much? How much is the check? You said I got to talk for 12 seconds? All I got to say is I'm the voice for them, and y'all are going to give me 15 million? Like that. That's the type of stuff that Floyd Mayweather does. And Conor was calling this out quite a long time ago, even back when they were promoting Mayweather versus McGregor.
Floyd not taking out his own jets?
So Floyd got the whole stuff, and he got tax problems.
And Conor also called it out right here as well.
And they said, I'm the motherfucker that can't read. Bitch, I do numbers. I make money. You know my middle name. You owe money.
So Conor was on this 10 years ago. I think 2017 was 2016, 2017. So Conor's
8. Max Kellerman returned to emphasize that financial struggles are common in boxing. Fighters often deal with short careers, injuries, and inconsistent earnings. Without proper financial planning, even the most successful athletes can face difficulties. He explained that factors such as taxes, legal obligations, and extravagant spending habits contribute to financial instability. According to Kellerman, this is not unique to Mayweather. Many fighters experience similar challenges once their peak earning years are behind them. Interview.
You see somebody like Floyd Mayweather, that's the oldest trick in the book, y'all. Y'all know, when y'all see somebody flogging money everywhere, they got this, they got that, they got this. Was it Gervonta Davis? Tank told us 2 years ago that the reason they held Floyd Mayweather, you can put it back on the screen, captive, in Dubai is because he had owed them money and they wouldn't release him until he announced the fight to give them their money back. You know they do that over there in Dubai, right? You ain't going nowhere if you owe a debt. He was trapped over there for almost 2 months, according to Gervonta. They shared the same manager, Al Layman, who collected money in cash because Floyd Mayweather gave him a power of attorney to do so. And so when Floyd went down there and sued Showtime, he's suing Showtime, the company, the network.
Jazz Mather shifted the focus back to the fighter's discipline and preparation. He noted that both Mayweather and Pacquiao remain highly dedicated to their training routines, maintaining their physical condition even at an older age. He also highlighted the significance of hosting such events on global platforms like Netflix, which can bring the fight to hundreds of millions of viewers worldwide. This level of exposure creates massive opportunities not only for the fighters, but for the sport as a whole.
And the thing is, if you're not the best in the world anymore, but you're one of, let's say, the 50 best in the world at what you do in your weight class, still hard to tell that dude you can make $100 million. No, don't do that because you're old.
Right.
Why would he not do that?
Do you think, and when I look at these fights that's coming up, do it take away from boxing for you when you see these fights being announced?
No, not. I mean, what it just demonstrates that boxing has not produced new characters that you know, whose stories people really want to follow. If we were producing those guys, and hopefully we will now with Zuffa, there'd be less interest in the kind of sideshow fights or the senior tour type fights,
right?
Because we'd be invested in new characters. Just we haven't had characters that have captured the public's imagination because they're people.
Manny Pacquiao's return to the ring has reignited his competitive rivalry with Floyd Mayweather Jr. Despite the financial narratives surrounding the fight, both athletes continue to show mutual respect. Pacquiao even extended birthday wishes to Mayweather, emphasizing health and blessings. Behind the business side of things, there remains a sense of legacy and history that connects the two legends. A potential rematch would not only be about money, it would also represent the continuation of one of boxing's greatest rivalries.
So, him and me, we taking care of our body, and we always work out almost every day and playing basketball like that. So, right now, I still can fight. I feel like I'm still young. I mean, nothing changed.
Jazz, this event is going to mark the first boxing match at the Sphere. We've been there, we've seen concerts there, but how did this come to be?
This was a lot of work, took a lot of time. I mean, many tried and many, I wouldn't say failed, but planted seeds. It just took the right time and, having the right team in place to be able to get it done, right? It's really a timing thing. And
Analyst Wade Plemons explained that Mayweather's recent fights are heavily influenced by financial motivations. According to him, these events are not just sporting contests but strategic opportunities to generate revenue. By pairing Mayweather with globally recognized names like Pacquiao, promoters can guarantee massive pay-per-view success. The involvement of platforms like Netflix further amplifies the financial potential, turning these fights into global entertainment events.
And he came out of retirement. He did a return pro fight of last year. Obviously, Floyd sees that. Floyd's very competitive. He wants the same thing. He feels he can come in, he can do the same thing, and why not give it that chance? They're both the best in the game. They're both world renowned, and the sport would not be what it is without them.
I think that's fair to say, given their stature, for sure. Jazz, quickly, I want to ask you the biggest impediment to getting this done, because it sounds like Manny's wanted to have a rematch over these last 11 years. What's been the biggest barrier, the biggest hurdle you've had to overcome?
The biggest barrier would be, I would just say, there's people in the way that just don't present either the deal the right way or just are not able to get it closed. A lot of times people will look after themselves rather than look after...
Plemons also pointed out that casual fans are less concerned about age or competitiveness. What draws them in is the recognition of legendary names. Even though Mayweather and Pacquiao are well past their prime, their reputations alone are enough to attract millions of viewers. This dynamic makes such fights extremely profitable and explains why they continue to happen despite criticism.
That when you do exhibitions, and again, Floyd fighting in his exhibition versus Mike Tyson in the Congo to get ready for this. That's on April 25th, and like we saw a second ago, Manny takes his on April 18th from the Thomas and Mack Arena in Vegas. So this must have been planned in the works before they even announced the exhibition fights, right? And again, Floyd's got a tough one. Ruslan is a former world champion. That's a 10-round welterweight fight. That's not the same exhibition that Floyd is doing. They don't even have rounds yet for the Floyd and Mike Tyson deal. Minutes, none of that. This is a 10-round exhibition, but it's a fight because Ruslan's a bad mother. But this was all it had to have been set up, put in play for those two to come together in September. They needed a tune-up fight for each of them. That wasn't going to count against them on their records. Hopefully no one gets knocked out in those two.
Former champion Paulie Malignaggi described the potential rematch as a major financial event rather than a purely competitive one. Reflecting on their first fight in 2015, he noted that while it was historic, it lacked excitement for many fans. According to him, a second fight would follow a similar pattern, focused more on generating revenue and attention than delivering a high-action contest. Despite this, he acknowledged that the global interest and legacy of both fighters make it an incredibly lucrative opportunity.
And they're two of the best of all time. They could probably avoid it. Then they come out in September and have one final go at it. I told you guys, Floyd is going broke. And there's no other clear explanation other than, we can look through the court documents of him versus Showtime, but missing $340 million, being years and years behind on his taxes, that's clearly the motivation for this. And because Floyd, obviously, he is one of the best of all time, so if he still can do it. But Mike Tyson, followed by Manny Pacquiao, will get you out of a lot of financial bad situations and bad decision-making. So this is why I think Floyd is doing this more than anything else, leveraging his 50-0 career, because that will bring in the viewership, and Netflix being the partner here. This, I don't know if it's going to approach it, but if there was a matchup to beat Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul on Netflix, seeing as, again, it was 11 years ago, but 4.2 million.
As the discussion continues, one thing becomes clear. The line between legacy and money in boxing has never been thinner. With Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao potentially stepping back into the spotlight, the world is left questioning the true motivation behind these fights. Is it about rewriting history, or simply securing one final payday? Either way, the anticipation continues to grow, and fans around the world are watching closely to see how this story unfolds.